Alright, so then pulling the valve covers off. I just probably should have sprayed this engine off before I start tearing it apart with all the leaves and stuff that had gathered in there from the car sitting there with the tarp over it. But seeing the fact that this engine will be getting rebuilt, I'm not going to really worry about these. Now what I like to do with these guys is, you might not be able to see that there. See if but these are bowled down. What I like to do is set them in the vise and hit them right in the middle and bend the ends almost flat, but just going the opposite way just a little bit, because after years of tightening down, they really don't clamp on the ends like they should, and that's why you probably could get valve cover leaking even after you change after you change your valve cover gaskets. But I just like to hammer them down just a little bit. Off of just doing the walkarounds, then I probably keep doing this channel, but I just won't be posting as much. So guys, if you enjoy, watching these, in the winter time, it's nothing to do, subscribe and like the videos and comment. And like I said, guys, I'm gonna be trying to start going live and get a few guys, Buick guys, that know a little bit about Buicks, or know a lot about Buicks, not a little bit, to start coming on there once a week for about an hour show, featuring different guys around the country with their Buicks. And maybe the topic might be the 67 Riviera or the 73 Electra, or hey, the 76 or 77 Regal. But alright guys, so anyway, here just show you what I do is I take me a little brake cleaner. I'm gonna clean the front of this off, and then I'm gonna take some of my tape. I tape around here, put an arrow towards front. Alright guys, so like I said, I write left side front on here. We're gonna make it happen. Or maybe I should have did this. I should have wrote this the other way. But anyway, so I'm gonna just come in here and I'm gonna wrap, probably broke off too big of a piece of tape, but let me make this arrow turn up the other way. But letting them know that this is the front of this shaft. So left side, I could put 455 on here, but I already got a bin that as soon as I get done, I'm putting all the parts in. So that'll let him know that this is the front. This is the front of, and the left side for the rockers there, guys. Alright guys, so this is how I normally do it. I know, people say stick them in boxes, whatever. That's fine if you're taking them out, putting them back in. I got the back, so that would be from the back of the engine towards the front of the engine, and then on top. But now, what I noticed on this side is quite a few of them, these are wearing. These was wearing right around there, and I don't understand why they would be wearing right there, guys. But I don't know what's. Let me set this in here. What was this? Oh, look at that. For some reason, these was wearing They was hitting the block some kind of way here, guys. I mean, the inside of the head moving around on this side. So all of these got a little wear on them. So I'm gonna just get all new push rods, guys. But if I was like tearing this engine apart, putting it back together, everything was good. If I wasn't getting it rebuilt, that's kind of how I do that, guys. You know, you can put them in box, but this way, I know if the box get knocked over, I ain't got to worry about it. But I think I'm not even going to worry about these now. The other side wasn't as bad, but if I'm going to replace one side, I might as well, I'm going to just do all of them. Like this one ain't bad. And I could probably get away. Look at that. And some of them not wore as bad as others. But man, I don't understand. I don't know if I ever seen that before. Anybody know what's going on there? Let me know. But I will give them to the engine builder, at least the worst one, and let him kind of see, you know, he could kind of figure out what's going on with this here, guys. So, all right, so I broke all of these loose already. So now that I got them all broke loose, just get them off of here real fast. I didn't have a bolt on this other side over here. So when I was trying to take the port out for the heater hose, it busted loose already, so that's a good deal. So now I just I'm gonna get this last piece off of here. Just want everything off of there, guys. This intake should pull right off of here because it broke loose already. These things are heavy. They're a little heavy, guys. So then, of course, you got the valley pan here. This engine really don't look that bad in here, but I don't know why this thing was locked up. All right, so let me come on and get the head off of here now. All right, so what I do, guys, and what I like to do is, or what you should do is you can go look at the book, but I'm not going to do that. But you want to really unloosen these heads the same way you would torque them. So but I'm not going to look and see what the torque sequence is. But I'm just going to skip around. I'm just skip around like if I was torquing this thing. Like I said, it might be best to go and look at the torque sequence. Dipstick. So what I'm hoping, guys, is that when I get these heads off of here and clean the surface of this block up, that I'll look and I will see whether or not this is the original engine that was in that Wildcat. If it wasn't, I'm not really gonna like that, because the Wildcat convertible, I was hoping I could build it as all matching numbers. So guys, if it don't match up, I'm not gonna go original back with this car. I'm gonna customize it out. So if I can get it all matching numbers, then I'll leave it original. But otherwise, I'm not gonna go back original with this one, guys. Alright, so the engine looked like it was actually in really, really good shape. But something happened right there, guys. And I know if I turn this thing over, that more than likely that's not gonna move. So I got some stuff that I'm gonna spray in there and try to get that out. But if not, then the engine builder, I don't know how he's gonna get that out of there. But I probably have him go. Look like these are the original pistons in here, so I'll probably have him go 20 or 30 over on this engine anyway. So I don't know if he'll put this in some kind of acid dip, however they dip these, and it'll probably eat that piston up, but I'm not 100% sure. But alright, so at least now I could come in and see what the numbers is. If I can see any numbers on this engine, I'm gonna start cleaning this up, guys, so I can see that. Alright, so then again, just want to tap that. I don't know, oil pan looked like it seen better days. I got one that's cleaner. All kind of junk. Alright, so then I'm going to tear this bottom half off and then pull the crank in the cam. I'm going to turn this engine over and show you what I found out that was wrong. Alright, so seeing it, maybe I should put are these caps being off here? Let me see I'm gonna put the bolt back in here and see if this thing turn now, so I can get these pistons up out of here. But before it wouldn't turn. So let me come back and see if this thing will turn now that I got all these caps loose. Alright guys, so this thing won't turn. So what I'm going to do is that piston that froze out, I'm gonna take that one cap and ride off of there. I still don't think it's gonna turn because of it still might not turn. And if it come off that cap, it might scar up the it might scar up the crank, the crankshaft. So I'm gonna just try this, and I'm gonna take this off real quick, and if it will work and move enough to get it out the way. If it don't, I'm gonna just have to call the engine builder and see if he want me to just leave this thing the way it is. So I'm coming in, I'm trying to keep track of, well, I'm not trying, I'm keeping track of where all of these pistons, and I'm keeping the caps with the piston. The cylinder that's locked up, the piston that rusted, seized up there, is that I put me a couple of pieces of vacuum hose on there, so that way that I ain't got to worry about it scarring the crank. So to get these caps off, it's tight on there. Normally I just knock that off a little bit, and I want to make sure that I'm not scratching this too much. So I try to hold that. I just taking a hammer, a mallet, and using the handle, and I try to knock this, knock this down far enough. Alright, so like I said, I want to put this on here, knock that down, get this cap to come off of here. And a lot of times you could push that, but I wanted to clear the crank. Alright, so then I put my hand in there and I just wiggle that out until I get that to fall out. Then I put the cap on there. I want to keep the caps, want to keep the cap with the piston. I am keeping track which cylinder these are coming off of. So I know some people, you say they stamp where they come off here. I'm just sitting them on the floor now, lining them up how they come out of here. But these main caps got 1, 2, 3, forward, and then the back one, you automatically know where the back one go. Then they got arrows pointing which way they go on here, so I don't have to keep track with where these come from. And then these here, I'm just leaving everything alone. And I'm not really an engine builder, but I'm thinking it won't really matter where these rods come out of, because I think he's probably just gonna bore all of these out to true these up, and then he'll just put a bigger bushing in between here after he polish and do whatever he's doing to the crank. So alright, so now all of them are out. See if I can roll this up enough to get this out of here. Like I said, that one piston is locked in there, so yep, I can get that up. So now I can pull this crank out of here. Get this crank out of here, guys. This thing is a lot easier to flip around when it's a lot easier to flip around when it's all tore apart. I'm not taking my time. I'm not really worried about the cam bearings, because when this engine gets rebuilt, but normally you want to take your time and get the cam out of here so you don't scar up. You don't want to scar up those cam bearings, but this cam don't look too bad. Alright guys, you see this? All these ragged edges. That's all, I used to work in a die cast plant. Look at that. Those lips on there. See, that stops that oil from draining down into the block. And, you know, there's some jagged edges on here. Look at that, guys. Look right there. And I used to have to deburr the castings after they cast, you know, it wasn't engine parts, but it's all the same if you worked in a die cast plant, you know. And you supposed to, somebody didn't do their job that day. You supposed to sand and deburr this down, and people just don't want to do their jobs. They don't like doing their jobs, but yeah, before I take this to the engine builder, I'll get me my little die grinder, and I'll grind this out. And I do a lot of that work, so, you know, the engine builder won't have to spend his time doing stuff like that. So, so you know, I sprayed a little oil, WD-40 in there. This is the cylinder that was freezed up in there. So I might take a mallet and hit it a couple of times, see if it'll move. But honestly, I'm gonna just leave it in there and leave it to the engine builder. I know they done ran across this before, and probably something a lot more worse. I know they can put new sleeves in if they have to, but I don't think that's gonna happen. maybe whatever they treat these with or get that to break loose. I'm not 100% sure. I know I'm gonna go like 30 over on this build. And then let me see. Can you see that there? Let me see, right there. All right, so those numbers are on the VIN number there. So this is a matching number car, guys. So yeah, this is matching numbers car. So anyway, yeah, the numbers there, guys. It's a matching numbers 70 Wildcat convertible. So I'm hoping that this surface is good where they don't have to machine this. Maybe they can do the head machining if they need to do anything there, and leave this block surface alone where I can paint over that. And if ever need be, somebody can scratch the paint off and get down in there and see what it is. But I doubt if I ever be selling it. But it's a matching number block engine. I don't know about the transmission. I'm gonna try to figure out, guys, if it's some numbers on there that I can look for. The transmission is here, but for some reason I believe this is all the same thing, guys. I believe this is all the same thing. Matching numbers all the way around on this car, but I'll see if it's any numbers on here that I can figure out, guys. If you know where the numbers are, let me know. I know it's a tag on the side of the transmission. I'll figure it out. You know, I'm learning more and more day by day, especially about these pre-70s and lower cars, you know. So it's just coming little by little. You know, I grew up in the 70s, know a lot about the 70s, but the 60s and 50s, that's why I ask a lot of questions at the shows, guys, because it's a lot of stuff that I see that I just, you know, before I started doing the show, I used to go and just look at cars and, you know, halfway, you know, don't want to talk to people because you don't know how they're going to take you. But one thing I do know, guys, is that you're at a car show, you want to know something, go up, ask questions, man. All the guys that's at these shows, that's what they want you to do. They want you to come up and ask some questions about their cars, guys. So, all right, you guys have a good day. God bless. Bye.